Hello everyone, and this is my brand new 75-gallon Blue Dream shrimp tank. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I take an existing tank and make this tank safe for shrimp. It won't be completely, totally cycled right off the get-go, but it'll be good enough to put in a few critters, and then in about a month, we'll be ready to add a whole bunch more. And then I want to show you guys how I'm going to do a low-tech, low light, no fertilizer, no anything, lush green carpet, and I'm going to use moss. I want to show you guys how to use my Pilo moss to make a low-tech carpet. So stick around and see what's in store for this new tank. I'm pretty excited for it. So this is going to be where we're going to get the start of life for our new tank, our new 75-gallon. I'm in the middle of working on this 40-gallon Blue Dream tank. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to pull out the filter. So it is important when you do this method of starting a new tank. Oh my gosh, look at all. There's like a billion shrimp on the filter. It's a mess. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to get our first shrimp in here sooner than I thought. Because, oh, look. We got our first shrimp in here already. Because there's thousands of them on the sponge. Now we're going to give this a nice. This one really ain't that dirty. I didn't mean to, but I just put about 100 little baby shrimp in there. Yeah, go in there and get a super close up of that. Well, accidentally added 100 shrimp. Even this intake is covered in shrimp. Just go in there. Look at that. That's what happens when you have an infestation of Blue Dream shrimp. You get squeezed out of this one. Oh, it's covered in shrimp too. Alright. A lot in that one. And so now we're going to let this do its thing. And here we are exactly 2 days later from when we did the big sponge squeezes and ended up accidentally putting in 150 little baby shrimp. The good thing is I've looked and looked and looked the last couple days. I ain't seen a dead one. So that is good. They looks like they like to gather underneath here. So that's a good start. So I've been sitting here pondering, what do I want to do with this tank? This whole section from the back to the front, it probably will taper from by the pump up to this corner. That will be a giant Ludwigia forest. That's the plan. And I'll let that grow crazy and wild. It'll cover up the pump and the pipe and the sponges. Make it look nice. And then in this back corner, I'm gonna have a big patch of mermaid weed. And then I'm gonna show you guys how to plant a carpet using moss, a low tech, low light, decent light, not super low light, a low tech moss carpet. That won't be all that impressive at first because you gotta let this stuff grow in. I think it'll end up looking pretty good. This will be the edge of the Ludwigia. This stuff outgrows. This is the easiest stem plant that I've ever grown. I've had this if you put this with a bunch of other plants and you just let it go and go and go, and you let it just take over. In my water, the way I run my tanks, this plant right here will absolutely take over everything. It will outgrow every stem plant I've ever had. So, but when this has good light, which it will definitely have pretty good light in this tank, it gets nice and red. You can see how there's a piece that's kind of red. It's a nice looking plant. It's one of my favorite stem plants. I just don't go crazy with it in my other tanks because it gets to be a handful to take care of. It really does, because you gotta do a lot of plant trimming. Mermaid weed patch. I got some of these stems I've already trimmed and they're already starting to grow back. Now, mermaid weed, I don't have tons and tons of this. This is a super slow growing plant and it needs pretty decent light. All right. There is the stem plants portion, part of the planting. Next, when we come back, I'll be showing you guys how to do the moss carpet. So all I'm doing here is taking little tiny clumps of moss and pushing them into the sand, anchoring them into the sand. And what that does, it allows them to grow into each other. The closer you get them together, the better off they're going to be. And it allows them to grow into each other and form a great big clump, a great big mat of moss. So that's all I'm doing here. The smaller and closer together you put them, the better off you will be. All right, here's what we got so far after my little break here. Yeah, I got these nice and closely tucked in together. And what's going to happen is the more surface area of the moss that you have exposed to the light, the faster the moss will grow instead of just having it all clumped up. Well, then if you get all the clumps nice and close together, then the moss will grow into itself and form a nice thick mat. And then we still gotta fill in up here by the mermaid weed. I had to readjust the substrate a little bit, you saw. But this won't be, oh my gosh, amazing here at first. But here we'll do an update video on this in about a month, and I bet it'll be looking pretty cool by then. But I think I'm gonna like it. I think I'm gonna like it. All right, let's get this section filled in. Well, here it is right after getting done planning. I am really digging how it ended up turning out. At the beginning of the video, I said something along the lines of, I thought you just make little clumps. Well, when I started filling this, and that was taking forever. So I did huge clumps really, really close together. And this is already looking really good. Can't wait to see what it looks like when we get the height back there on the mermaid weed and the height over there on the Ludwigia. So it's getting pretty late at night. I'm gonna call it a night. Give it around 16 hours or so to settle and clear out. See what we're looking like. This turned out really cool. I'm super excited. And here we are the next day. It's all cleared up and looking really good. Let's take a closer look. All those little baby shrimp that ended up in here, they're all evenly dispersed all throughout the tank. There's a buried female somehow ended up in here. I was looking. I think she is right there. She's a really good one too. So, when this Ludwigia gets nice and tall, and when the mermaid weed gets nice and tall, I already did a pretty good job of getting the carpet going. I really like to look at this. Maybe my first attempt at doing an obfuscate, maybe? I don't know. But look what we got. Even though we got all those baby shrimp in there, I caught some adults put in there, so let's put them in there. Close this new tank video out. All right. Let's let them go. Ooh, look at him. Look at him. So pretty. Beautiful. So happy. Look how good they look in here. This has so good light. This tank does. These blue shrimp. They look amazing. Amazing. I'm so excited. Alright, now as always with all my new tanks, there will be plenty of updates coming up, and this will end up probably being one of my new favorite tanks. Because like anything, this is the first big tank I've set up in a long time, and I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna make it real nice. This will end up being a really, really nice tank. I'm gonna put a lot of time and effort into it, making it look nice. Because I like to have at least a few nice tanks, not just farming moss and shrimp in every single tank. So thank you guys for watching. This tank has been super fun. You guys enjoyed it. Bye.